What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be talking about Asta's unique anti-magic power, including a mysterious aspect of his power that has been largely overlooked in many of the discussions that I've been seeing so far. There are some things that we know about Asta's anti-magic, and there are some things that still remain a mystery. And in this video, I will examine all the info that we have so far about Asta's anti-magic in order to try and solve some of the mysteries still surrounding his 5-leaf grimoire and the demon who dwells inside. If you enjoy the Black Clover content on this channel, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You can check us out on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest Black Clover news and updates. And of course, this video will be talking about the latest developments in the Black Clover story, so manga spoilers will follow. Please proceed with caution, you have been warned. So, to put it as simply as possible, Asta's anti-magic has the ability to nullify other forms of magic. In fact, it is so effective that anyone who tries to use anti-magic will instantly have their own magic nullified, so the only person who is able to use anti-magic effectively is Asta, specifically because he was born without any magical abilities. If he had been born with magic, the 5-leaf grimoire that he uses would instantly drain Asta's mana and render him useless. Ironically, Asta's biggest obstacle in life, the fact that he was born without any magic, is the reason why he is the only one capable of effectively using anti-magic. Later on in the story, we learn that Asta's 5-leaf grimoire once belonged to Licht, the leader of the elf tribe. Back when Licht owned this grimoire, it had only 4 leaves, not 5. This has been confusing to a lot of people, and they wonder whether Licht was also able to use anti-magic back when he was the owner of this grimoire. The fact is that Licht did not possess anti-magic, he possessed sword magic, and Sacre confirms that Asta gained the ability to use anti-magic because his current grimoire and Licht's former grimoire was imbued with anti-magic after it became a 5-leaf grimoire, and after the demon became trapped inside. The 5-leaf grimoire no longer belongs to Licht, and Licht directly confirms this himself, meaning that once the demon entered the grimoire and it changed from a 4-leaf to a 5-leaf grimoire, it was no longer the same grimoire and it no longer had the same owner. As the story progresses, we learn that the demon inside of Asta's grimoire is actually from another dimension, meaning that anti-magic is actually an otherworldly power. This is confirmed by the fact that unlike almost all other magic from this world, Asta's anti-magic actually has an effect on the devil, a major villain in Black Clover who is also confirmed to be from another dimension and who appears to be the same type of creature as the demon inside of Asta's grimoire. Because this grimoire once belonged to Licht, Asta is able to summon swords from the grimoire that he uses in battle. And this includes, at one point or another, the Demon Slayer's sword, the Demon Dweller's sword, and the Demon Destroyer's sword. But unlike Licht, Asta is able to infuse these swords with anti-magic and use them in various ways, both offensively and defensively. For example, the Demon Slayer's sword can cut the magic of others with its edges or deflect the spells of others if Asta hits them with the flat end of the sword. This sword can also remove spells and enchantments from other people if Asta touches the person with the sword. However, anti-magic is only capable of nullifying other forms of magic. It does not nullify physical attacks. So if Asta is in a fight that doesn't involve any magic, his sword will become just a large blunt object. The Demon Dweller's sword has the ability to absorb the magic of others and then unleash the stored magic back at the opponent. The sword absorbs all magic in its immediate area, and this includes the user's magic as well, and this sword is also very heavy physically. Under these circumstances, Asta is the ideal user for this sword because he doesn't have any magic that the sword can take from him, meaning that he can use the sword without any repercussions for himself, and because Asta was born without magic, he spent most of his life training to make himself physically stronger, which is what allows him to handle such a heavy sword. Asta can use the Demon Dweller's sword to drain the magic of his opponents and then use it against them. And we also have the Demon Destroyer's sword, which on top of being able to nullify magic and cut through spells, can also remove the effects of magic spells from other people. But this sword is so powerful that it can even undo reincarnation magic on contact. By hitting someone who has been affected by reincarnation magic and possessed by an elf, this sword can actually banish the elf. On top of these sword-related abilities, Asta can also use his anti-magic in other creative ways, such as allowing anti-magic to flow through his body and allowing that dark energy to propel him through the air or towards an opponent while nullifying all the magic around him, such as when he uses the move Black Hurricane or the Black Asta form. The Black Asta form automatically targets strong magic and rushes to nullify it, and the better Asta gets in controlling his movements while in this form, the stronger he becomes against opponents with larger reserves of mana. In certain situations, it is possible to combine Asta's anti-magic with magic abilities such as Yuno's wind magic, but this requires a very specific set of circumstances and a large amount of skill and teamwork. Overall, in the world of Black Clover where magic is extremely important in everyday life, an ability like anti-magic is really OP, especially when used in an effective way. Nevertheless, Asta's anti-magic won't help him against strong physical attacks, so that is one of his weaknesses. Asta tries to make up for this weakness by training his body and improving his own physical strength. All of these aspects of Asta's anti-magic are pretty well established, but there are some lingering mysteries that make me extremely curious about the true nature of the 5-leaf grimoire. For one thing, we recently learned that Asta's anti-magic is otherworldly magic because the demon inside Asta's grimoire is from another dimension. For another, in chapter 200 of the manga, we witnessed Asta's anti-magic working in a way that is very different from how it normally seems to work. In chapter 200, Asta's anti-magic somehow allows him to enter Patri's mind, i.e. his innermost consciousness, after Patri became a dark elf and basically went berserk. As Asta touches Patri with the Demon Destroyer sword in an attempt to bring him out of the dark elf form and back to normal, he suddenly gains access to Patri's mind, including his memories and emotions. The sword, which had used anti-magic to absorb some of Patri's magic, was somehow also transmitting Patri's memories to Asta. If we had just learned that the Demon Destroyer sword allows Asta to see the memories of the person he touches with it, that in itself would be pretty cool. It is an impressive new ability that can prove to be very useful, but that is not all. After gaining access to Patri's memories, Asta is somehow able to enter the innermost crevices of Patri's mind, and he is able to directly communicate with Patri on the inside. Asta is able to confront Patri and convince him to snap out of it, which leads Patri to come out of the Dark Elf form and return to his normal form, although he retains some characteristics and abilities of the Dark Elf form. I feel like a lot of people just kind of glossed over this because this whole arc has been so intense and so much has been happening. But the events of chapter 200 are incredibly important and they cannot be overlooked. Asta's anti-magic does not only nullify magic, it also allows Asta to access the memories and innermost thoughts of others, and it even allows him to enter the mind of another person and actively communicate with that person on the inside. We know that the demon who is trapped inside of Asta's grimoire is from another dimension, and we know that demons are able to possess objects and people. Asta's demon is currently possessing the 5-leaf grimoire, and the devil has shown himself to be capable of possessing both humans and elves. We have seen in the past that the demon inside of the 5-leaf grimoire is able to communicate with Asta inside his mind. But up until this point, we didn't know that the demon could also allow Asta to infiltrate the mind of someone else, read their memories, and communicate with them directly inside their own minds. This is far more than just a small passing detail. This has the ability to change the game in Black Clover. If Asta can harness this power in the future, he can use it to his advantage in many battles, since it essentially amounts to being able to read your enemy's mind, or at least certain aspects of their mind. What's more, if we know that demons can possess objects and people, and the demon inside of Asta's grimoire can allow Asta to enter the minds of people through his anti-magic, then it is possible that Asta could eventually learn to effectively possess and control his rivals from the inside. We know that Asta is a good guy and that he isn't the type of person to abuse this power, but it is still fascinating to consider all of the possibilities that come with the ability to read and even enter the mind of your enemies. During his fight with Ladros, Asta engages in an internal battle with the demon inside his grimoire. The demon offers to defeat Ladros for Asta if only Asta would allow the demon to take control of his body. The demon says that he has been waiting for a chance to take possession of a physical body, and that he intends to take Asta's. However, never giving up his ASTA'S magic, and he manages to increase his power without giving in to the demon's offer to take his body. And so the demon remains inside the grimoire, although the demon's anti-magic continues to help Asta, especially during the recent battle against the devil. I wonder what would happen if Asta really tried to take over the body and mind of someone else. Perhaps an opponent who is too powerful to defeat in a conventional way and who can only be stopped by taking him over from the inside. Would that person be possessed by Asta or by the demon? If Asta is the one who possesses this person, then would the demon get a chance to take over Asta's body while Asta is busy trying to possess someone else? Could that lead to a demon-possessed Asta becoming the next major villain in Black Clover? There are still so many questions about the demons and about Asta's demon in particular. More importantly, now that we know that anti-magic comes from another dimension, and now that we've seen Asta use anti-magic to enter Patri's mind and directly communicate with Patri's innermost consciousness, I think that the real secret of Asta's anti-magic is that up to this point we have only been scratching the surface of anti-magic's true potential. I think that a lot more information will soon be revealed about Asta's demon and about anti-magic, and these revelations will have a major impact on the story. With the introduction of alternate dimensions and overpowered creatures like the devil, Asta's otherworldly anti-magic, which actually has an effect on the devil, will become increasingly more important. And that means that we will finally learn more about it. Personally, I am extremely curious and excited to see the full extent of Asta's anti-magic and the true origins of the demon inside Asta's grimoire. And it is possible that some of the new things that we learn will pose serious challenges for Asta. After all, we still don't know what exactly the demon inside of Asta's grimoire is really up to. And if his intentions are sinister, the fact that we still don't know a lot about anti-magic can be used to the demon's advantage in the future. I predict that more twists and turns that are directly related to Asta's grimoire and anti-magic are coming soon. And I can't wait to see what will happen next in the story of Black Clover. Let me know what you guys think. What are the origins and the true intentions of Asta's demon? What is the full potential of Asta's anti-magic? Are there any additional powers and abilities related to anti-magic that you think will be revealed in the future? Let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest Black Clover news and updates, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar. A huge thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for supporting our work. I want to give a special thank you to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, and King Zeldris. And another huge thank you to our The One tier patrons, the ones who stand above all other clans, including Ace, Ingrata, Matty Mac, and Mako Takun. And at the very pinnacle of interdimensional greatness, the tier reserved only for legends. A massive thank you to Reagan Harrison, a disciple of Lord Twigo himself. If you guys feel that our content provides value for you and you want to support more, be sure to check out our Patreon link in the description. Even donating $1 will give you access to our AnimeUproar patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.